So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fwoosh Articulated Icons, the Feudal series, Solitaire, the Modern Ninja. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a pretty cool looking style box for this Articulated Icons line, and what I really love what they did is they gave us a collector friendly box instead of a clamshell packaging. So I really do appreciate that the Fwoosh did that for us collectors. So we do get the window right there in the front of the box. You can clearly see the figure, and off to the right in a bag we do have the accessories. On the top says Articulated Icons, the Feudal series, and then the bottom says Solitaire, Modern Ninja, and then the bottom of the box says the blah blah stuff, but it actually does say who designed it. Special thanks, manufactured by, and everybody who was behind it from the Fwoosh there. And then the top of the box here says the Fwoosh Articulated Icons, the Feudal series, and then the one side here does have a bio of the character along with an image of the figure there. And if you would like to read up that little bio, you can pause it right now and read up about this character. And then one of my favorite things about this box is the other side. We get a nice close-up image of the figure, and then it kind of fades away, and then it does say the name of the character at the bottom, and then the back of it does show all the other figures that's in this line. Then we do get a bunch of read-ups right there as well, and if you would like to read those, you can pause it once again and read those up. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open and take a closer look at this badass modern ninja. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look at Solitaire, and I think the Fwoosh did an excellent job with this figure. The sculpt really looks incredible on it, and I love the paintwork, especially the paint shading. The head sculpt I think looks dope. We do get the red for the eyes. I feel like they're more orange, but I think they were aiming to make them red. And then the rest of his eyes just look all black. So I do love the way the eyes look on this figure. And then where the skin tone meets the black for the mask, very clean paintwork on that, so good job around the eyes there. And then the mask itself looks dope. I do like that skull type jaw looking paint that they added on there. I think that looks pretty cool. And then I do like how we have the sculpted seams running across the top of his head, continuing to the back there. So I do like how they added that little detail on there. It even looks like there's a couple sculpted wrinkles on the lower part of the back of his head there. So I think that looks pretty cool too. And then we do get this piece around his neck, which is a very soft rubbery type plastic, and it looks pretty cool. You can remove it if you would like, because it is a separate piece, but they put a couple sculpted wrinkles on it, and I dig the way it looks on the figure. So, and a pretty cool thing about these figures, if you have other characters in the line, you could actually swap out the heads, the arms, and you could swap out the hands, so you could mix and match with different characters in this line. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing that the Fwoosh added in with these figures. One thing though, they based a lot of, like, the way they design these figures, they based a lot of it off Marvel Legends, which I'm really not too fond of, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. Plus a couple points of articulation are a little more superior over Marvel Legends, but most of the articulation is just like Marvel Legends. So if you don't like Marvel Legends, you probably won't like these figures. But I don't really like Marvel Legends, but I really do like these figures a lot, so that's something I did want to let you guys know about. Now for the torso here, we do get these straps going across his shoulder, then around the torso right there. And it is a very soft rubbery type plastic, as you can see there. But we get some pretty good sculpt work on it. No paint or anything. Pretty much everything on this figure is all black, besides the paint shading, and then around on his face there. I do like the way the buckles look on it, and the sculpt of it looks pretty cool, like up on the shoulders. I think that looks cool with the sculpted wrinkles on those parts there. And then the back of it, I think the front of it looks a little more cooler than the back, but the back looks pretty cool too. Now the sculpt of the torso really looks incredible on this figure. This guy is freaking ripped, but they did an excellent job sculpting the muscle definition, and we get some beautiful paint shading all throughout this figure, and I really love the way the paint shading looks on these articulated icons. They did an excellent job with that. It's either a bluish or a grayish paint shading, but it really makes these figures stand out, and that's probably one of my favorite things about these articulated icons. But very nice sculpt work all throughout the front of the torso there, same with on the side. So good sculpt work there, and then the back. Very nice sculpt work again, and then we do get that paint shading, which looks beautiful on these figures. Then we do get a peg hole on the top part of his back in the middle there, and then we do get another one on his belt on the back, which is meant for his sheaths, which I'll show you when we get to the accessories. And then the arms do look pretty good too, nice sculpt and paint shading all throughout from the shoulders all the way down to the forearms there. Very good job with that. The elbows look pretty good too. So good job throughout the entire arms. One thing about the arms, I don't know if it's me, but it looks like his right shoulder is a little bit lower compared to his left one. Let me know if that's just me, but that's what it does look like to me. It does look like the right shoulder is a little bit lower than the left one. Really not that big of a deal, but that might bother some people. And I do love the way the gloves look. Now moving on to the lower parts of Solitaire here, we do get his belt with a black buckle and everything. They didn't paint any of it, which I think they were just aiming to make it all black. I do like the sculpted wrinkles on the pouches. I think that looks pretty dope. And then we do get his holster for his gun on his right hip here. And it is a very soft, rubbery type plastic, but I dig the way it looks. They did a good job with it. And then the back of the belt just has some sculpted lines going across it. And then for the pants here, we get some beautiful sculpted wrinkles all throughout them. And then we do, once again, get that great paint shading all throughout the legs there. So very good job with the sculpt and the paint shading on the legs. I mean, the sculpted wrinkles just really look dope on this figure. And then the knee joints, I like how they hid them pretty good. I like what they did on the back though. They sculpted wrinkles on the back of the knee joints, which I do appreciate, stuff like that. And then the lower legs here, nice sculpted wrinkles again. I like the way the pants looks tucked into the boot there. I think that looks pretty cool. And then the boots look dope also. Some nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout them. And then we do get a strap on the top of the boot. And then at like the right above the ankle we get another one. Then we get some buckles on the side there. But we get some very nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout the boots, even on the feet there. And they have some they have a strap and a buckle across the top of the foot, as you can see right there. But nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout the feet. And he does have his little ninja shoes on, as you can tell. You can see where his big toe is at and everything. But I do like how they did that. And then the bottom of them, not much going on there. But overall, I think they did an excellent job with the detail on these articulated icon figures. Much better than I would say Hasbro with their Marvel Legends. Really, really great job by Fwoosh, and that's probably one of my favorite parts about these figures is the detail. I love the paint shading and the sculpt. Just really look outstanding on these. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a decent amount of stuff included with this Modern Ninja. So fresh out of the packaging, the accessories do come in this baggie here, which says Articulated Icons, the Feudal series. So pretty cool that we do get that. And then we also get 2 pairs of goggles. So we do get a pair of red ones on the left and then a pair of green ones on the right. And very nice clean paintwork on the red and on the green there. And pretty good molding or sculpting on these as well. And they are made of a very soft rubbery type plastic. So it's very simple to slide this over the figure's head, over his eyes, which I will show you right now quickly. And let me show you that, and then there you go. As simple as that. And he looks badass once he has the red ones on. It just makes him look like more evil. So we do get 2 pairs of goggles. And then we only get 1 pair of interchangeable hands, which is a bit of a letdown. I wish they at least gave us a pair of fists, or maybe a pair of open hands. But you can have him grip onto his swords perfectly fine with these. And he does grip onto his gun, and you can put his pointer finger in the trigger hole, because the pointer finger is not molded to the rest of the fingers there. So I do appreciate that they did that. Just wish that we at least got a pair of fists. But they did some beautiful sculpting on these. Sculpted wrinkles look great. Nice sculpt work on the fingers. And I do like how we had padding like on the top of the hand and then on the knuckles. I think that looks pretty dope. So we do get those hands. And then we also get his pistol with his silencer. And I thought it was such a smart idea to include a silencer with a gun. So I really love that the Fwoosh did that. And I think it's just molded in a black plastic, but pretty good sculpt work on the gun there. It seems basic looking, but I dig it. And then the silencer looks pretty cool. We do have the peg right there. You just peg it into the barrel of the gun, like so, and then there you go, as simple as that. But I noticed if you peg it in all the way on mine, it actually goes a little bit crooked. So what I do is I unpeg it a tiny bit, and then I try to line it up so it's even with the gun there. So that looks much better. So we do get the silencer with the gun, and then we finally get his 2 swords and his 2 sheaths. So we do get these sheaths here, which are molded in a black plastic, but pretty cool looking. Nice sculpt around the parts up there. And then we do have this piece, which you could actually remove the sheaths out of. So I thought that was pretty cool. But this is the piece that you peg into the back of Solitaire, either on his back or on his belt on the back right there, and it pegs in there perfectly fine on both peg inserts. So we do get these sheaths, and then we do get his swords, and they're both identical. They're just all black swords, which look pretty cool. And I like how it is a little sharp. It's not extremely sharp, but it's not like really dull looking like how Marvel Legends look. But nice sculpt work around the handle right there. And they fit into the sheath perfectly, so they just slide right in there, as you can see. And he does grip onto them, like I said, perfectly fine with his hands. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Solitaire. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Solitaire, the modern ninja. To the top of his head, it looks like he stands around 6 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Articulated Icons, Deluxe Ninja, and the SH Figure Arts Itachi, Sage Mode Naruto, and Minato. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Captain America, the Age of Heroes Iron Man, the Dark Knight Batman, and the Mezco 112 Batman. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Punisher. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review! So now for all the articulation. Some people might like this, some people might not. Personally, for me, I'm not a fan of the articulation for Marvel Legends. Yeah, they're much better than what they used to be. I'm not a big fan of their joints because they get very loose easily. And some of the joints on this figure is pretty loose as well, besides my leg joints. Those were super tight and I had to use hot water on those. Like I said before, you have to use hot water if a joint is stuck. But like I said, I'm not a fan of Hasbro Marvel Legends articulation, but there is a couple points on here that are more superior compared to Marvel Legends. So we do have the same exact joint you would get on a Marvel Legends figure on the neck here, which I am not a fan of at all, but you get the figure to look up a pretty good amount, and then he does look down a really good amount. We don't really get any pivot. Like I said, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, we do get a tiny bit, but it's really not much, and then we do get swivel there. Now for the torso here, I like what they did, but alright, so we do get swivel, as you can see, and then it does crunch forward a really good amount, and then same with going back. The only issue is there's no pivot at all. How come there's no pivot at the torso and the waist? So that does disappoint me a little bit. I don't know, it might not disappoint some other people, but I like having pivot either at the waist or at the torso. But you do get some nice forward and back movement and some nice swivel, and at the waist we just get a swivel there. So I don't know, I don't understand why they just gave us those two swivels. I feel like they should have made this move side to side and forward and back, and then just gave us the swivel at the waist or something. Now for the arms here, the arms do pop off pretty easily too, because you could swap out all the parts and pieces with these figures. But the arms do go out to the sides about 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have the bicep swivel, which is super loose on mine, so that is a bit disappointing. It's loose on this one as well, but that's just like with Marvel Legends. Like I said, that's why I'm not a big fan of Marvel Legends. We do have a double jointed elbow that bends in pretty much all the way, so that's definitely good. What they do better than Marvel Legends is they gave us a ball hinge at the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth, so I do love that they did that. Now for the legs here, same exact thing as Marvel Legends. They do kick forward a little more than 90 degrees, so that's good. They really don't go to the back that much, and they kick out to the side about 90 degrees, so that's good. And then we do get the upper thigh swivel there. We have double jointed knees that bend back pretty much all the way, so that's good, and the knee joint I think blends in pretty well. And then we do have a swivel at the boot there. And then for the ankles, they do hinge up a pretty good amount. They pretty much hinge all the way down, and then we do get a freaking 90-degree bend ankle pivot. So very nice pivot there. So overall, we do get some very nice articulation with these articulated icons. Personally, for me, I'm not a fan of Marvel Legends Hasbro articulation, and these are pretty much the exact same. There's just 2 points that are better than Hasbro, which is the wrists and the torso. But I do not like how we don't have any pivot at the waist or the torso. But other than that, you're going to be able to get these figures in some great ninja-like poses. And I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Fwoosh's Articulated Icons, Solitaire the Modern Ninja. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy these figures, there's really no other way to get them because they were from Kickstarter. I don't know if the Fwoosh will find some other way to resell them again, and I'm not sure if Agelessgeeks will have them up on his website or anything like that. He could have it maybe at his booth at Frank & Sons, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The only way to get these figures really is through eBay, and they're already going over $100, so that does suck. But if you ever do buy something from Agelessgeeks.com, don't forget to enter in codename Daredevil, and you'll get yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. You can clearly see the figure. Then we have the accessories off on the right to the chip-a-chim to do. And I do like that they went with a collector-friendly box instead of a blah, blah. And then the back of it shows all the other figures in the Feudal series. Damn it. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look at Solitaire. What the hell was that? I was like coughing up a hairball. And you could actually swap out their heads. You could swatch. What the hell? The Age of Heroes Iron Man, the Machi Homba Boo Boo Boo. And then the other side of the box, we do get a nice, cool. Damn it! Damn bug. You bastard.